We are walking. The sun is high up. It is the hottest time of the day here in the Tanzanian Savannah. There is no wind. The air is dry and hot. The ground is made of yellow dirt and hard stone. Every time we step, fine dust rises. The dust hits our legs and sticks to our skin. We are the Hadzabe. We live in the bush. We don't build houses. We don't build walls. We go where the food goes. We stop walking near some very big rocks. There is a hole between the rocks that makes a little shadow. This is our camp now. We drop our bows and our things on the dirty ground. We don't sweep the dirt. We sit right in the dust. Our clothes are just a piece of animal leather tied around our waists. It smells like smoke and old sweat. The first thing we, the men, do is fix our weapons. Without them, we don't eat. I grab my bow. The wood is thick and hard. I wipe the dust off it with my hand. The bowstring isn't made of thread. The string is made from the leg tendon of a giraffe. We pull the tendon out, dry it in the sun until it's hard, and twist it. When I pull the string to test it, it makes a hard, dry sound. It takes a lot of work to pull the string all the way back. You need a lot of arm strength. Next, we check our arrows. They are made of straight branches. On the back end, we glue bird feathers. The feathers make the arrow fly straight in the air. We use a glue we take from tree trunks to hold the feathers. On the other end, we tie a sharp piece of iron. We tie it very tight with a thin string made from animal guts. Now comes the main part. We grab a small piece of wood that holds a dark poison. We make this poison using a plant called the desert rose. We cut the plant's branches, take the juice from inside, and cook it over the fire for many hours. We cook it until it turns into a thick black paste, like tar. We rub this black paste right on the iron tip of the arrow. We do this very slowly. Nobody says anything. We are very careful. If I scratch my finger on this tip and the poison gets into my blood, I die. The heart stops. We are normal men. We don't have the strength to take down a large animal by punching it or running after it. It is the poison that kills for us. We finish fixing everything. We grab our bows. We go out to hunt. We walk in a single file line, one man behind the other. Nobody opens their mouth. Talking makes noise, and noise scares away any animal nearby. We step slowly on the ground. We step with our toes first so we don't break dry branches. We only look at the dirt. The dirt tells us who walked past here. We see crushed leaves. We see branches broken at knee height. And then we find what we wanted, a hoof mark in the sand. It is the footprint of an impala, a medium-sized antelope. I crouch down and look at the track. The dirt on the edges of the mark is still falling inside. That means the animal just walked by. It is very close. We follow the track. We walk into a place full of low, thorny bushes. The thorns are the size of a finger and very hard. We don't cut the thorns. We crawl under them. The thorns scratch our backs, but we don't care. Sweat gets in our eyes and burns. We don't stop to wipe it. The man in the front stops walking. He goes stiff as a rock. He sees the impala. The animal is eating leaves from a bush, about 30 steps ahead. The impala is light brown and has long horns. If it hears us breathing heavily, it will run. We drop down to the ground. We crawl with our bellies on the hot dirt. Dust gets in our noses. The rocks on the ground hurt our knees. We get closer. The wind is hitting our faces. This is good. The wind blows our smell backward. The impala can't smell us. Our hunter stands up very slowly, just half of his body. He takes the arrow with the poison. He puts it on the bow. He pulls the string with a lot of force. The muscles in his back get hard. He doesn't wait long. He aims and lets go of the string. The string hits his arm hard. The arrow flies very fast. We hear the sound of the iron tip hitting the animal's flesh. It hit the back leg. The impala jumps high. It gets scared and runs like crazy, disappearing into the dirty bush. We don't run after it. We don't yell. We just stand up. We know the hunt is over. The arrow only made a cut on its leg, but the black poison is already inside the animal's body. Now we just wait. We walk slowly, following the drops of red blood on the ground. The blood fell on the white rocks and dried fast in the heat. We walk a lot. The sun burns our heads. After walking a long time, we find the impala. It is lying under an old tree. The poison stopped its body. It is dead. The animal is very heavy. It weighs much more than a man. We cannot carry it on our backs. We tie its back legs with a piece of leather. One man pulls the legs. Another man pulls the horns. We drag the animal across the ground. The dirt and rocks scratch the animal's fur. It is very heavy. We use a lot of strength. Sweat drips on the dirt. We walk a bit, get tired, drop the animal on the ground, and stop to breathe. Then we pull again. We do this until we reach the rocks at our camp. While we were hunting, the women were working far away from there. Their work is what stops the tribe from starving when we don't find any animals to kill. They walk under the hot sun until they reach a place full of pebbles. They look for big roots that live underground. We call these roots equa. They use a thick piece of wood. The tip of the wood is sharp like a pencil. They don't have hoes or shovels. The dirt here is as hard as concrete. They kneel on the hot ground. They hit the sharp wood into the dirt with a lot of force. They hit it many times to break the hard layer of the ground. The noise is loud. Their arms get very tired. They sweat until their whole bodies are wet. Their hands are thick and full of calluses from hitting wood against stone so much. They dig a big hole with their hands. The root is deep, almost at elbow depth underground. They grab the root and pull. The root comes loose. It is ugly, brown, round, and covered in dirt. It doesn't look like food, but it has water and starch inside. They use rocks to hit the rotten ends and clean it a bit. Then, they throw the roots into a large bag made from the skin of an animal's stomach. They fill the bag. It gets very heavy. They put it on their backs. They walk back to the big rocks, stepping slowly because of the huge weight pushing their bodies down. Along the way, they look up and see the baobab fruits. It is a giant, thick tree. The fruit is large and hard. They pick up stones from the ground and hit the fruit hard until the tough shell breaks. Inside, there are lots of black seeds covered in a dry, white powder. They scoop out this powder and the seeds with their dirty fingers and save it all to bring to the camp. Now we are all together on the flat rocks of the camp. The men with the dead animal and the women with the roots. The ground is a mess of blood, leaves, and dirt. We are very hungry. Our bellies rumble. We need to make a fire. We don't have matches. We take a long, straight stick. We stand it up on top of another piece of soft wood lying flat on the ground. One of us sits cross-legged. He puts both hands on the standing stick and starts spinning it very fast. He spins it back and forth, rubbing wood against wood. He pushes down hard. His arms shake. His hands get so hot the skin almost burns. He doesn't stop. The bottom wood starts releasing a black powder. Then, thin gray smoke comes out smelling like burning. The black powder turns red. It is a coal, a very small one. He stops rubbing. He grabs a handful of crushed dry grass and a little bit of baboon poop that dried in the sun. He puts the red coal in the middle of the dry grass. He holds it close to his mouth and blows. He blows hard and slow. The coal heats up the grass. The grass smokes more. Suddenly, the grass catches fire and a yellow flame shoots up. We throw dry branches and leaves on top. The fire grows fast. It makes a loud noise of wood cracking in the heat. The fire warms our faces. The smoke goes up and burns our eyes. Now we are going to prepare the food. We don't have pots, skewers, or forks. We don't use salt. We don't use any spices. We drag the impala close to the fire. One man takes a black stone that we broke so it became sharp as a knife. He uses the stone to rip open the animal's belly. He cuts a large hole. The smell of hot blood and guts rises right away. It is a very strong smell. We shove our dirty hands inside the animal. Our hands get totally red with blood. We pull out the liver, the heart, and the lungs. We don't clean anything. We don't wash it with water. Water is for drinking, not throwing away. We take the dripping heart and liver and throw the pieces right into the campfire, straight on top of the roaring fire. The meat hits the heat, sizzles very loudly, and releases smoke that stinks of burning fat. At the same time, the women take the hard, ugly roots they dug from the earth. They use a long branch to push the burning logs aside and make a hole in the middle of the hot, white ashes. They throw the roots right into the hot ash and cover them again with coals. The root doesn't boil in water. It bakes, smothered in the boiling ash of the fire. We don't wait a long time. The meat doesn't need to turn brown on the inside. For us, meat must be rare. It gives more energy and holds liquid blood. One of us grabs a short branch, stabs the liver in the fire, and pulls it out, rolling it on the dirt floor. The outside of the meat is black. It is charred, full of pieces of stuck charcoal. We grab the hot meat with our hands. It almost burns our fingers. We cut off pieces by hitting them with a sharp stone, or we just bite and tear it with our mouths. Everyone gets a piece. Nobody eats off a plate. We eat, sitting on the ground, holding the black meat dripping red blood onto our legs. The taste is strong. It tastes like warm blood, like raw liver in the middle, mixed with the bitter taste of tree charcoal. We chew the tough meat. We also eat the fat. We don't throw anything away. We wipe the blood off our mouths by rubbing our dust-covered arms against our chins. The women pull the roots out of the fire. The skin of the root is completely burned, hard and black with soot. They hold the hot root and smash it against the limestone floor of the camp. The burned skin cracks and falls off. White smoke rises, smelling like hot dirt and baked potatoes. Inside, the root has turned soft. The color is slightly white. They rip off big chunks with their hands, burning their fingers, and throw them to the men. We shove the hot root into our mouths. It is chalky. It gets dry in the throat. You have to chew a lot to swallow it. In the belly, it mixes with the taste of meat and the taste of charcoal. It fills the stomach that was growling with pain. We don't stop there. We take the long legs of the impala that are left. We pull the skin off the lower legs with our sharp stones. The bone underneath is thick and hard. A man cannot break it with his bare hands. We find a very heavy, flat rock on the ground. We place the impala bone on another large rock, using it like a hard table. Then we lift the heavy rock with both hands and smash it down on the center of the leg. We hit it with all our strength. The first hit makes a loud, dry sound, like hitting concrete. The bone does not break. We lift the heavy rock and smash it down again, using the weight of our whole upper body. This time, there is a loud crack. The thick bone fractures and splits down the middle. The edges of the broken bone are white and very sharp. Inside the broken bone is a deep hole. We look around the dirt for a very thin, straight stick. We peel the bark off the stick to make it clean. We poke the stick deep into the hole of the bone. We scrape the sides and pull out the marrow. The marrow looks like a soft yellow fat. It is thick, dense, and greasy. This yellow fat is the most important food in the whole animal. It holds more pure energy and calories than the meat or the liver. We don't put the bone in the fire. Cooking it would melt the fat, and it would drip away into the ashes. We eat the marrow raw, right off the stick. It is slippery and heavy in the mouth. We swallow it fast. It coats our lips and our dirty fingers with grease. Then we pass the broken bone around. Every man takes a turn. We put our mouths right against the sharp, broken edges of the bone and suck hard. We suck the inside of the bone until it is completely dry and empty. We don't throw the bone into the dirt until there is no fat left at all. The women take that white powder from the baobab fruit they brought. They put some in the palm of their hands, pour a little bit of our water on top, and make a thin paste. They drink this and give some to us. It is very sour. It makes your whole mouth pucker, but it washes away the dryness of the raw meat and clears the dust from the baked root out of our throats. We finish eating everything. Our bellies are stuffed, heavy, almost hard. We leave no meat for tomorrow. We don't bag up leftovers to save. Here in the heat of the middle of the day, any meat outside a body goes bad fast, attracts green flies, and rots in a few hours. We eat as much as we can handle today. Tomorrow is another problem. On the ground, only the big broken bones and the clean carcass of the impala are left. The flies are already buzzing over the dried blood on the dirt. A belly full of heavy meat and baked roots brings on a heavy sleep. Our eyes get heavy. But we are not going to sleep. The sun is still in the middle of the sky. The shadow from the rocks has turned to the other side and vanished. The heat is still terrible. We have already eaten everything we had here. We have already used the firewood nearby. We don't sit still waiting for life to pass by. We don't stay living in the dirt and the ashes. We stand up slowly. Our bodies ache from all the effort of crawling, dragging the heavy animal, and digging the hard earth. But we stand up. I grab my dirt-covered bow. The women grab their digging sticks. We turn our backs to the place where we ate. The fire is dying by itself in the dirt, turning into gray dust. We don't look back. The rocks of the camp stay behind us. We step again onto the hard, yellow ground. We wear nothing on our feet. Only the thick, hard skin of our bare soles touches the hot dirt. The stones on the ground are sharp, but our feet are used to them. We don't feel the cuts. We walk right into the strong, bright sun. The light is so bright we have to close our eyes halfway to see. We walk in a straight line. We don't talk. Our bellies are heavy with meat and baked roots. This food gives our legs the power to keep moving through the heat. The sound of the flies buzzing over the dead impala bones gets quieter. The smell of our fire fades away in the wind. The bush takes the camp back. We leave no houses behind. We leave no walls. We carry everything we own in our hands and on our backs. We look ahead. There is only dry grass, hard thorns, and dust as far as we can see. We don't have a final place to go. We just go forward. We will walk a long way today. We will keep walking through the bush until the heavy food in our stomachs is gone. We will walk until our bellies are empty and growl with hunger. And when that happens, we will stop, look down, and start tracking the marks on the dry savanna floor one more time.